Every single day, people take unwanted or unused items to thrift and antique stores across the country. But as the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and we're here to prove it. Identify valuable things before you throw them away. Join us as we show and tell of treasures found and sold by a full-time reseller with the hopes of helping you find some treasures of your own. Welcome to the What's Sold podcast.
Hey, all right, we are a show about what we sold. And I know you sold some things this week, and we're going to run over on time as we always do.
I know, I got to hustle.
I want to
here.
actually see what you sold this week.
Here is a pair of Gucci women's sunglasses, and let me pull them out to kind of show the style. These are kind of that older, like with the horn-rimmed kind of, they're not exactly horn-rimmed, but they've got like a wider
Oh yeah,
part
my
of the
great
upper
aunt
rim.
wore those for sure.
Well, these are back in fashion, and I bought these. This was what they would call retail arbitrage, where you go to a store like a Ross or a Max, where you're buying something that's new and unused, but you're getting it at an already discounted rate, and then you turn around and sell it for what people online will pay for it, because they can't find it maybe locally. And so I bought these at it was either Ross or TG Maxx. You know, we have two of them right next to each other. But I paid about $140 for them, and I sold them for $330 on eBay.
Nice.
And part of it is that they're a little bit of a larger size. So a person searching would be searching for a different size that maybe less of them were made. It's not as common. And again, because I bought it at such a discounted price, I was able to sell it at what the average retail price is online. So that was nice, made a nice little profit on that. Another item I sold is this necklace. I should have taken it out of the bag, but it's basically a gold color, and it's gold color because it's technically gold filled. That means there's a small layer of gold on it, but this is twisted braid necklace, and at the bottom is it is a locket, but on the outside it has a very obvious like Art Nouveau design profile of a woman's head with her really swirling hair and stuff. Really cool if you like that style era that's usually very, kind of feminine and very curvy and a lot of women and hair and jewelry and stuff. But it's a little locket. You could have put someone's photograph in there. I have been slowly putting together these old Victorian design and era pieces of gold-filled jewelry because they're pretty hot right now. Gold is really high, so people will even buy gold-filled stuff at a higher rate right now to scrap it and harvest the gold. But people are also liking this kind of Victorian era designs for collectability. So all that to say, this was like a $10 purchase, and I sold it for $174.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
So pretty good. I could just tell by the design, like it's cool, it's attractive looking, and I know people are digging that style right now. And I don't exactly know why, but who can say, I got
genius.
Somebody out in Europe decided to put something Victorian on, and then all of a sudden it became a new fashion thing,
Sure.
where they're going to bring it back. This last one, the last couple aren't terribly exciting, but this is a little doll.
Oh.
It's not terribly old, though the head, hands, and legs are ceramic. They aren't porcelain, but they're ceramic, and the eyes are glass. So it's kind of a cool little piece. This is one that I didn't pay for, and probably, if I was out looking, I wouldn't have bought this. I don't even know if I'd have researched it, and partly just because I haven't spent a lot of time buying and selling dolls, and it's not of particular interest to me. But either way, this sold for $42, and the person who had it, didn't care at all how much they got for it, which I hear a lot. It's just like, get it out of my house.
Yeah,
so
because
I have the room.
doll's going to come alive in the middle of the night and murder you.
Well, it hasn't yet. But now, come to mention it, it did sound like something was breathing over my shoulder last night, but I don't know.
Dolls are creepy. I don't get them, but anyway.
You say that. I mean, this is a very sweet-looking doll compared to I have had ones that look like
they
they're
always are, Matt.
straight out of a horror movie, thing. But okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last two things, real quick. This is a little gold ring. I think I maybe mentioned. I can't remember if I said it on the last episode or what. But I went to this ring, by the way, it's yellow gold. It's 10 karat gold, and it has a large green tourmaline is the stone. And it's kind of a rectangular shape, probably a step cut of some kind. But I went to this local coin shop that buys coins and stuff in my town, and they also buy gold and silver. So sometimes I can get a better price there than I can get online. And the added kind of thing for the people I'm selling for is that they don't have to lose the eBay fee. So if I sell it to them, not only do they not lose the eBay fee, but it's cash immediately in my hand. I can pay them faster too. So sometimes I go there and I'll sell tokens or coins or paper money. And getting to talk with them, I was asking them all the types of things that they do buy. Okay, so you buy silver, right? Okay, great. You buy sterling. Do you buy like 800 silver or some of these other? Okay. Do you buy weighted silver things? So I'm going through all the questions, and the same thing with gold. Solid gold. Do you buy gold filled? Yada yada. And I said, what do you do with the stones? And they say, oh, like, a lot of times we just pitch them, or like sometimes someone's interested. And I said, well, here's my name and number. If you just assume throw them away, I'll buy them from you, or if you'll hold on to some of them. So I made that connection. And also they said, listen, we don't usually test stones. We're not in the jewelry business. We just buy the gold to scrap it. And so while they're looking at my stuff to pay me, to figure out how much they're going to pay me, I see this little place in their display that's got some rings. And I think, okay, so they already said that they're not really knowledgeable and this is not really their thing, but they've got some silver and gold here that they didn't buy to scrap. So I guess they think it's more value. I saw this little 10-carat ring and it didn't have a price that I could see. So I asked her to look at it, and I asked her, how much would you pay? Or how much, do you want for this? And do you know what the stone is? Nope, don't know what the stone is. We don't test them. She puts it in the thing. It's 10-carat gold. She weighs it based on the gold price and the little percentage that they want to make. She quoted me $95. I said, okay, I think I'll take that, because this is clearly an antique. It's clearly a Victorian era, late 1800s ring. And I was curious about what the stone would be. Now, in 10-carat gold, you can find glass. You can find very low quality gemstones, but you can also find nicer ones. So it was a little bit of a gamble. I went home and tested it. It tested as a green tourmaline. That's very good. It's harder than glass, so it didn't fall in that category. I put it on as a buy it now for $250. I paid $95. I had watchers immediately. In 2 days, I accepted a best offer of $225. So I paid $95. 2 days later, I sold it for $225, just because I saw the value in the way that it looked, and that my gamble that it would be at least a semi-precious stone paid off.
That's awesome.
That's a fun thing. That's something that people out there everywhere can do, provided you research, or maybe you've already got experience with it like I do. And so I do take risks, but they're usually pretty calculated risks. Last thing, I saved this for last because I know you'll be most interested in this. It's sold, and this is one of two different ones. I got
Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. I mean, this thing opens up. He's got some type of a sword and shoes.
Wait, is that from the 70s?
Hands. It is not from the 70s. I believe it's from the 90s or early 2000s. So let me look.
Okay.
2000. So this is an unopened. It's from 2000. So it's 25 years old. It's never been opened, never been used. And he looks pretty sweet, doesn't he?
My gosh, that's awesome. It's a Bruce Lee G.I. Joe doll, basically.
Yeah, Bruce Lee, the Dragon series, and it's large. This is probably
50-something-year-old man might be very interested in
for sure.
purchasing
This
that.
is a 12-inch figure. So so there are two of these, and he was in different outfits, but each of them sold for $99, so $200. It's pretty good for, this kind of
Where'd
a thing.
you get it?
This was a consignment thing. I was selling, I think I came back with like 8 large boxes full of unopened action figures of various kinds, spanning Cartoon Network, Marvel, things like Ninja Turtles, Transformers, and then the vast majority was Simpsons, the cartoon Simpsons show characters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I've probably done about 1,500 sales off of some of this stuff so far, and only maybe 30% has sold. So they're going to do really well when it's all said and done.
Bruce Lee is amazing. That's so cool.
Bruce Lee.
Wow. Well, all right. Well, that is lots and lots of good ideas of things that we can be looking for. Find your Bruce Lee action figure, because that's
right.
going to be worth something for people. That my older brother, who loved Bruce Lee, was like his hero in the 70s. So he listens to the show, so I'm sure he's like, wait a second, I can get my hands on a Bruce Lee action figure.
That's right.
Anyway, that is all the time we have for the day. Matt, any last words about what we find in the garage, or what we should be doing, what we should be looking for?
Yeah, this afternoon, go out to your garage, grab a handful of tools, maybe a tackle box, come into the living room, put Enter the Dragon on in the background, and sort through and see what you got. And then maybe you'll feel, and you'll feel inspired and pumped up by his amazing speed. And there you go. That's all you need.
That is great advice. That is great advice. All right, guys, remember, like we said, follow, like, subscribe wherever you get your podcast or wherever you find us. Tell a friend. Go out there and make some money and then tell us a story. Send us an email about what you sold, how you sold it, all those fun things. Otherwise, we'll be back with a brand new show next week about things that we find in the house. We appreciate you listening. Take care.